Adam stood in the quiet hotel hallway holding his young daughter close to his chest. The soft lights above made everything look expensive and distant. His daughter Mia slept deeply with her head resting on his shoulder. Her small fingers were curled into his jacket as if she feared being left behind. Adam felt the familiar weight of responsibility pressing on his chest. He had been alone with her since she was a baby. Every choice he made now was for her future. This hotel was far beyond what Adam usually allowed himself. He had booked the cheapest room available after saving for weeks. Tomorrow morning he had an interview that could change everything. It was a chance at a steady job with better hours. A chance to finally stop moving from one small place to another. A chance to give Mia a normal life. His eyes moved slowly over the room numbers on the doors. His body felt tired from traveling all day. His mind replayed the interview questions he had practiced in his head. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the room card. He stopped in front of a door and checked the number again. The numbers matched what he remembered. Without thinking twice he slid the card into the lock. The door opened quietly. Adam stepped inside and froze in place. This was not the room he had paid for. The space was large and bright with wide windows showing the city far below. The furniture looked carefully chosen and untouched. Papers were spread across a large table beside a laptop. The air smelled clean and expensive. Before Adam could react, a voice cut through the silence. "What are you doing in my room?" the woman asked. Adam turned quickly and felt his heart drop. A woman stood near the window wearing a sharp business outfit. Her posture was straight and confident. Her eyes were sharp and alert. Everything about her presence said power. She did not look confused. She looked angry. "I am so sorry," Adam said quickly. "I think I made a mistake with the room." He shifted Mia slightly so she would not wake. He turned toward the door, ready to leave immediately. Before he could take a step, the door closed behind him with a firm sound. Adam turned back slowly. The woman had moved closer. Her face was tight with tension. She reached out and grabbed his arm. Her grip was not painful, but it was strong enough to stop him. "You cannot leave right now," she said quietly. Adam swallowed hard. "Please," he said. "My daughter is sleeping. I do not want any trouble." Before she could reply, voices echoed from the hallway. Laughter followed. Someone knocked on the door. The woman's expression changed instantly. The anger faded and urgency took its place. She released Adam's arm and quickly adjusted her jacket. She took a breath as if preparing for something important. Then she opened the door wide. A group of people stood outside dressed in elegant clothes. Their conversation stopped when they saw Adam standing beside her with a child in his arms. A few eyebrows lifted. A few smiles appeared. The woman placed her hand lightly on Adam's arm. "This is my fiancé," she said clearly. The word hit Adam like a sudden wave. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. He felt every eye in the room turn toward him. His heart raced as confusion and fear mixed together. The guests stepped inside talking excitedly. They congratulated the woman. Some smiled warmly at Adam. Others looked curious. Adam stood frozen, unsure of what to do or say. The woman leaned close to him and spoke under her breath. "If you correct me, security will escort you out," she whispered. "You will miss your interview tomorrow." Adam felt cold spread through his body. "How do you know about my interview?" he whispered back. She looked at him with calm certainty. "I am the CEO of this company," she said. "This hotel belongs to us." Adam's grip tightened around Mia. He felt trapped. Leaving now would cause a scene. Staying meant lying to powerful people he did not belong with. He looked down at his daughter's peaceful face. She trusted him completely. He could not risk anything that would affect her future. The guests gathered around the table. Someone poured drinks. Another asked when the wedding would be. The woman answered smoothly. Adam nodded when expected. He smiled when required. His heart pounded the entire time. Mia shifted in his arms and opened her eyes slightly. She looked around the room confused but calm. Adam whispered softly to her until she relaxed again. A few people smiled at the sight. One woman commented that Adam looked like a caring father. The CEO glanced at him with something unreadable in her eyes. As the room filled with conversation, Adam noticed something strange. The CEO was not relaxed. Her smile never reached her eyes. Her fingers trembled slightly when she lifted her glass. This was not a celebration. This was a performance. Finally, the guests began to leave. One by one they offered congratulations and warm words. The door closed behind the last person and silence returned to the room. The CEO exhaled slowly. She dropped her smile and leaned against the table. Her confident mask fell away, revealing exhaustion underneath. "You can sit down now," she said quietly. Adam did not move. "Why did you do this?" he asked. She looked at him directly. "Because tomorrow morning my board expects to meet my fiancé," she said. "And I do not have one." Adam shook his head in disbelief. "This was a mistake," he said. "I walked into the wrong room." She nodded. "And I walked into the wrong life," she replied. Adam realized then that this night was not just a misunderstanding. It was the beginning of something dangerous and unexpected. He had come to the hotel hoping for a fresh start. Instead, he had stepped into a world of power, secrets, and lies. And there was no simple way out. Adam remained standing while the silence filled the room. The city lights outside the window reflected softly on the glass. Mia slept again, unaware of the tension around her. Adam felt his heart slow slightly, but his thoughts raced. He had never been in a place like this before. Everything about the room reminded him that he did not belong here. The woman straightened and looked at him carefully. Her confident voice returned, but it sounded controlled rather than natural. She introduced herself as Lena. She explained that she was the chief leader of the company hosting a major meeting in the hotel. Her position required constant strength and perfect image. Any sign of weakness could cost her everything. Adam listened quietly. He did not interrupt. He knew powerful people lived by different rules. He also knew that ordinary people like him paid the price when mistakes were made. He asked why she chose him instead of anyone else. Lena answered honestly. She said he looked real. She said the board would believe a father more than an actor. Adam laughed once without humor. He said he was not anyone special. He worked long hours and barely managed rent. He had never worn a suit like the ones in the room. Lena replied that this honesty was exactly what she needed. She offered him water and gestured for him to sit. Adam slowly sat on the edge of a chair while holding Mia. His body ached from the long day. His mind ached from the confusion. Lena explained her problem clearly. The board demanded stability. They believed a leader without family lacked balance. To keep her position, she needed to present a future that looked secure. Adam shook his head. He said he could not lie to powerful people. He said he had a daughter depending on him. Lena nodded and said she understood. She reminded him that security would remove him if he refused. She also reminded him that his interview would be missed if trouble started. Her voice was calm, but the meaning was sharp. Adam felt trapped again. He hated the feeling. He had lived his whole life trying to avoid situations like this. He looked down at Mia and felt his chest tighten. He asked how long this would last. Lena answered that she only needed him for 1 week. After that the board meeting would be over. She promised to make sure he received something in return. Adam asked what kind of return she meant. Lena said she could help him get the job he wanted. She said she could ensure a stable future for Mia. She spoke carefully, knowing every word carried weight. Adam knew these were promises few people could make. He also knew promises from powerful people often came with hidden costs. He asked if she knew anything about him. Lena admitted she already had his basic information. The hotel system recorded every guest detail. She knew his interview location and time. She knew his work history and current struggles. Adam felt exposed but also strangely seen. Mia woke and looked around the room again. This time she smiled at Lena. Lena froze for a moment. She had not expected that reaction. Mia reached out her small hand toward Lena. Adam apologized quickly, but Lena stepped closer instead. She gently touched Mia's hand. Her expression softened. Lena asked Mia her name. Mia answered quietly. Lena smiled genuinely for the first time that night. Adam noticed it immediately. The tension around Lena seemed to loosen. For a brief moment she did not look like a powerful leader. She looked like someone who carried a heavy burden alone. Lena said the deal would be simple. Adam would act as her fiancé in public settings. He would attend a few events and meetings. He would behave respectfully and naturally. In return, she would ensure his interview went smoothly. She would also arrange better living conditions for him and Mia. Adam felt his stomach twist. He did not like accepting help that came with conditions. He had always survived on his own effort. But the world had never been fair to him. He thought of Mia growing up without stability. He thought of the nights spent worrying about money. He thought of how close he was to losing hope before this interview opportunity appeared. He asked if there were any risks. Lena did not lie. She said there were many. She said powerful people did not like surprises. She said mistakes would bring consequences. Adam appreciated her honesty. He respected that she did not pretend this was easy. Adam asked for time to think. Lena agreed but reminded him time was short. The meeting was in the morning. Adam stood and walked slowly to the window. He watched the city lights below. Each light reminded him of countless lives moving forward without him. He felt tired of struggling. He returned to the chair and looked at Lena. He asked one final question. He asked why she had no fiancé. Lena hesitated. Then she answered truthfully. She said she had spent her life building walls. She said trust was expensive. She said love was never part of her plan. Adam nodded. He understood that feeling more than she knew. He said he would agree, but only under certain conditions. Lena listened carefully. Adam said Mia came first. He said no situation should ever put her at risk. He said he would leave immediately if she was harmed or used. Lena agreed without hesitation. They shook hands slowly. The deal was made. Adam felt a strange mix of relief and fear. Lena called her assistant and arranged a temporary room for Adam and Mia nearby. She insisted they stay close for appearances. Adam agreed reluctantly. As Adam prepared to leave the suite, he looked back at Lena. He saw someone standing alone in a large room filled with power but little warmth. He realized this arrangement was not just about image. It was about survival for both of them. Adam walked out carrying Mia. His steps felt heavier than before. He knew his life had just taken an unexpected turn. He did not know if this choice would save him or destroy him. All he knew was that turning back was no longer an option. And the morning would change everything. Morning arrived faster than Adam expected. Soft light filled the temporary room where he and Mia slept. Adam opened his eyes slowly and remembered everything at once. The deal with Lena felt unreal, but it was already shaping his day. He sat up carefully so he would not wake Mia. His chest felt tight with worry and determination. A message arrived on his phone from Lena. She told him a car would arrive in 30 minutes. She reminded him to dress simply but neatly. Adam looked at the clothes he had packed. They were clean but modest. He chose the best option and prepared himself quietly. Mia woke and looked around the unfamiliar room. She asked where they were. Adam smiled and told her it was a new place for a short time. He brushed her hair gently and helped her get ready. She seemed excited by the change, and that eased his heart slightly. The car arrived on time. Adam held Mia's hand as they walked outside. The driver greeted them politely and opened the door. The ride through the city felt strange. Adam watched buildings pass by and wondered how his life had shifted so quickly. They arrived at a large office building connected to the hotel. Lena waited near the entrance wearing a calm expression. When she saw Mia, she smiled naturally. She crouched slightly to greet her. Mia responded with a shy smile. Adam noticed how people nearby observed them carefully. Inside the building, everything felt quiet and serious. Employees walked with purpose. Lena held Adam's arm lightly as they moved forward. Adam felt every eye turn toward them. His heart beat faster, but he stayed composed. They entered a conference room where several people waited. The board members sat around a long table. Their expressions were neutral and sharp. Lena introduced Adam confidently. She described him as her future partner. Adam nodded respectfully and greeted them calmly. Questions followed quickly. They asked about his background. They asked about his plans. They asked about Mia. Adam answered honestly without giving too much detail. He spoke simply and clearly. His sincerity seemed to ease some tension. One board member focused on Mia. He asked how Adam balanced work and parenting. Adam explained his routine. He spoke about sacrifice and responsibility. His words came from lived experience. The room grew quieter as he spoke. Lena watched him carefully. She had expected a performance. Instead, she saw truth. She noticed how naturally Adam spoke. She realized the board was listening more closely than before. The meeting continued. Lena presented her plans confidently. Adam stayed beside her as support. When questions grew sharp, Lena remained steady. Adam noticed how pressure weighed on her shoulders. He also noticed how she relaxed slightly when he stood near. After the meeting, the board members left one by one. Some nodded approvingly. Others remained thoughtful. The tension eased slowly. Lena closed the door and leaned back in her chair. She looked at Adam and released a long breath. She admitted that the meeting went better than expected. She thanked him sincerely. Adam nodded quietly. He felt relief but also uncertainty. Later that day, Lena arranged for Adam's interview to take place. She accompanied him to the office. Mia stayed with an assistant who treated her kindly. Adam felt nervous but focused. The interview felt different from others he had attended. The interviewer treated him with respect. His experience was valued. His dedication as a father was seen as strength. Adam answered confidently. When it ended, he felt hope for the first time in years. When Adam reunited with Lena later that evening, she informed him that he would receive an offer soon. She also arranged a better apartment for him and Mia. Adam struggled with accepting such help. Lena reminded him of their agreement. She also reminded him that stability mattered for Mia. They returned to the hotel for a formal event. Adam wore a borrowed suit that fit surprisingly well. Lena wore a calm smile. Together they entered the hall filled with guests. Cameras flashed. Conversations paused. Adam felt overwhelmed but grounded himself by holding Lena's hand gently. She noticed and felt unexpected comfort. The night passed with conversations and polite interactions. Adam played his role carefully. Mia appeared briefly with the assistant. Guests smiled warmly at her. Lena watched this scene quietly. Something inside her shifted. She had spent years building power but never warmth. After the event, they returned to the suite. The city lights glowed outside. Silence filled the space. Lena removed her jacket and sat heavily. Adam placed Mia gently on the bed. Lena spoke softly. She admitted that this arrangement was harder than she expected. She admitted she was not used to sharing space. Adam listened without judgment. He understood solitude and survival. He told her that pretending only worked if respect remained real. He said trust mattered even in false situations. Lena looked at him thoughtfully. She had not heard such honesty in a long time. Days passed quickly. Events followed meetings. Adam balanced his role carefully. He remained true to himself. Mia adapted easily and brought warmth wherever she went. Lena found herself changing. She laughed more. She spoke less harshly. She noticed the way Adam always put Mia first. She respected that deeply. But pressure grew as well. Rumors began to circulate. Some questioned the sudden engagement. Lena sensed danger approaching. Adam sensed it too. One evening Lena received a message that changed everything. A board member demanded proof of commitment. They wanted an announcement that could not be taken back. Lena looked at Adam with concern. She realized the next step would test everything. Adam felt the weight of the choice ahead. This was no longer just a deal. It was a turning point. And neither of them knew what the cost would be. The message stayed on Lena's phone like a heavy stone. Adam could feel the tension without reading the words. Lena sat quietly for a long moment staring at the screen. The city outside continued its endless movement, unaware of the decision forming inside the room. Adam asked what the board wanted. Lena looked up slowly and answered honestly. She said they wanted a public announcement. She said they wanted a date and a future plan. She said this was the final test. Adam felt his chest tighten. He had agreed to help, but this step felt different. This step would change how people saw him forever. He thought of Mia and how quickly life had already shifted for her. He asked Lena what she wanted. The question surprised her. She had not expected it. She admitted she did not know anymore. She said she had built her life on control. She said this situation had taken that away. Adam listened carefully. He told her he never planned to be part of a world like hers. He said he only wanted safety and peace for his child. He said he would not move forward if it meant losing himself. Lena nodded slowly. She respected his honesty. She said the board expected perfection. She said walking away now would cost her position. She said staying might cost her freedom. That night, Adam barely slept. He watched Mia breathe quietly beside him. He remembered promises he made to her when she was born. He remembered the nights he felt powerless. He realized this moment was another test of courage. Morning came with gray light and quiet tension. Lena invited Adam to breakfast. They spoke calmly and clearly. They agreed to face the board together, but only with truth. Lena said she would no longer build lies on fear. Adam agreed to stand beside her honestly. The announcement was scheduled for that afternoon. Cameras gathered. Employees whispered. The board members watched closely. Lena stood at the center with Adam beside her. Mia sat nearby holding a small toy. Lena began to speak. Her voice was steady. She announced that the engagement was real in intention but new in timing. She explained that life did not always follow plans. She spoke about partnership, trust, and shared responsibility. Adam stepped forward when invited. He spoke simply. He spoke about being a father. He spoke about building a future slowly and honestly. He did not promise perfection. He promised effort. The room grew silent. The board members exchanged glances. This was not the performance they expected. This was something real. One board member stood and asked a difficult question. He asked if Lena was risking the company for emotion. Lena answered without hesitation. She said leadership required courage, not fear. She said trust created stability, not control. Another member looked at Mia and softened. He said families showed commitment. He said truth carried weight. Slowly the tension eased. The board requested private discussion. Adam waited with Lena outside. He felt nervous but calm. He knew he had stayed true to himself. When the board returned, their decision was clear. Lena would remain as leader. They accepted the announcement. They warned that public life would remain challenging. Lena accepted the responsibility fully. Relief washed over the room. Lena closed her eyes briefly. Adam felt a weight lift from his chest. Mia smiled, not understanding but feeling the change. Life did not suddenly become perfect. Challenges remained. Adam received his job offer and accepted it. Lena continued leading her company with renewed strength. They adjusted to shared responsibilities carefully. Over time, the line between pretending and reality softened. Trust grew naturally. Respect deepened. They supported each other through pressure and doubt. Adam never lost sight of Mia. Lena never tried to replace her place. Instead, she respected it. Mia brought light into spaces filled with power. The public watched closely. Some doubted. Some supported. Adam ignored the noise. He focused on building stability one day at a time. Lena learned to slow down. She learned to listen. She learned that strength did not mean standing alone. One evening they sat quietly watching the city lights. No cameras. No meetings. Just calm. Lena thanked Adam for changing more than her image. Adam thanked Lena for seeing his worth. They did not rush promises. They allowed time to decide truthfully. Whatever the future held, it would be faced together. Adam walked into the wrong hotel room by mistake. But he walked into the right moment by courage. And sometimes the wrong door opens the only path forward.